Hey guys, it's Sam here. I wanted to make a video on playing Dota and how to play Dota and give you some tips on how to start. These are about 10 tips or so that are the most important things in my opinion for you to start out. And so yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first tip I wanted to show you guys is the settings. You gotta make sure your settings are right. As you can see, I'm going to my settings tab. You go to video and you just turn that slider all the way down to the left. Like that. You just go right to left. Just go turn everything off. If you cannot maintain a constant 60 FPS in game with your settings on, you make sure. If you can maintain the settings at full settings, go ahead and just turn everything on. But if you have a lower end computer, make sure that you can at least get 60 FPS in game. I have mine set to 120 at all times because I have a pretty good computer and I can handle full settings more than 120, but I don't want it to fluctuate too much, so I set it to a constant 120. I suggest you set it to, if you have a 60 Hz monitor, set it to something about around 60. Anything above that it works. 60, 70, 80, whatever you want it. Just make sure you at least get 60 FPS. Alright, so this is a map of Dota 2, right? You start here or here, depending if you're Dire or Radiant. And there are towers. You have towers, like you have mid lane, you have off lane, and you have safe lane, and these are switched for the other side. This is mid lane, this is safe lane, this is off lane, right? And there are towers here, 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 and here. These are outside of your base. This is your base, right? And there's a tower here, here, and here. And there are sets of barracks which spawn creeps, which if you kill, your creeps become stronger. So if Dire kills the Radiant barracks, their creeps become stronger. And the Dire towers are here, here, here. There's one right here, one right here, and here. If you destroy the towers, and this is the Dire base, and if you destroy the towers, you can get map control, right? Like if you destroy this tower as a Radiant, if you come over here and destroy this tower, you get access to all of this area. And you're a lot more safe to be in this area because they don't have a tower to protect them if they get ganked, or if you go attack them, they don't have a tower to go under. So it's really important to push towers as early as you can, depending on if you have a hero that can push towers fast enough. If you deal a lot of damage as a carry, you can push a lot of towers. This way you get more map control, and it gets easier and easier for your team to win the game. Now there's also Roshan, right? Roshan is basically a super big creep, right? But you need your whole team usually to kill it because it's really strong. Now when you kill Roshan, he drops it the Aegis of Immortality. The Aegis of Immortality gives you a second life basically. So every time you die, you respawn. And Roshan has a timer on him. Let's just, for basic purposes, let's just say 10 minutes, right? It's about 10 minutes. Now look at the timer on the top of your screen and make sure you take note of that, because 5 minutes from then, the Aegis of Immortality will despawn. It will basically just leave your inventory, right? It will just disappear, and whoever has the Aegis will regen to full health, right? It's kind of like getting a regeneration rune. Speaking of runes, there are runes in the game. Basically, there are 4 bounty spot runes. There's one here, 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 and here, right? Those are the bounty spots. Now, bounties spawn every 5 minutes and at the start of the game. They give you gold, and they're really important for your team to get them because it gives the whole team gold. There are 4 total bounties, so make sure you check the timer again in the middle of your screen for bounties. At 5, 10, 15 minutes, etc., you should go to the bounty spots and pick the runes. There are also power runes over here and here in the river, which spawn every 2 minutes, and they don't spawn in the beginning of the game. Those spawn every even minute, so 2, 4, 6, etc. There a lot easier for mid laners to get, because they're right here. They can just check for the runes real quick, and if they have a bottle, they can fully recharge their bottle with picking up the runes. Now, in order to win the game, you need to destroy the enemy's ancient, which has 2 towers in front of it, right? And the dire ancient is right here, 2 towers right here. It has the same set of barracks, towers in front of them, and this is how you win the game. Now, there are stores in game to buy items, because eventually you need to get items in order to scale in the game. And the stores that are in your base have most of the items, but they don't have all of the items. There are special items you need to get from the secret shops, which are here and here. Those items have a red border around them, just so they let you know that you need to get them from the secret shop. You have to walk to the secret shop to get those, or you can send a courier there to get the item for you. There are also side shops over here and here that you can get items from, but they don't have all the basic items. They just have some of the basic items. So there's 2 types of players, right? There are support players and carry players. Now, if you can switch those as your team needs it. Like if you have too many supports, you can become a carry, or if you have too many carries, you can just play support, right? Don't just be stubborn and go for the same type of player that you like chose. Like, I'm gonna play support, and I'm just only gonna play support. I'm never going to play carry, or vice versa, right? But I have a list of heroes that I think you should try. These are simple to learn heroes, and they help your team a lot. They have AoEs. They have most of them have passives, and they're generally easy to play. They get easy items, and I feel like you should try those before you move on to more difficult heroes. And just so you guys know, I think you should after, let's say you play enough games, let's say 50 for example, right? I think you should play every single hero just to get a feel of what they do and their abilities and the items. This way, when you're playing against them, you can item against them better and just play against them better. Oh, look, hey, this hero has a stun, right? This hero shoots freaking things out of his back, right? He's bristleback, right? So this way you can lane better against them. You know what they do, and you can item better against them. So the heroes that I suggest you play as supports are Lion, right over here. This is Lion. He has stuns, he drains mana, and he has a really good ultimate, which does a lot of damage. He's a support. Crystal Maiden is really helpful. She also has a support. She also has a stun. She has a slow. She has an aura that gives everyone in your team mana as long as you are alive. And she has an ult, which is channeled, which basically means you just have to stay in place in order to cast it. And it also does a lot of damage. Ogre Magi, which has a stun. Where is it? He has a stun. He has a slow. He can buff his teammates with attack speed and movement speed. And he has his ult, which is just a passive. It just makes you cast items and spells. It basically multiplies. It makes it that your stun becomes like 2 stuns or 3 stuns. There's a chance. And if you get Aghanim Scepter on him, he gets another stun. And Omni Knight, right? Omni Knight heals his allies, makes them magic immune. He slows enemies, and his ultimate is really important in team fights, which basically makes him immune to physical damage, right-click damage. For carries, I think you should start out with Bloodseeker, because he's very simple. He has a passive, which makes him go faster and deal more damage. He has an ult, which is single target. You just click it on an enemy, and the more they move, the more damage they take. He has this, which you put on the ground, and whoever's inside it gets silenced. And Blood Rage, you can cast it on yourself or on your allies. I don't recommend casting Blood Rage on enemies, but basically everything they kill, they get healed for it. It's lifesteal, basically. Sniper, he's very simple because he has a long range. This ability right here, which is a passive, gives them more range as you level it up. This one over here, headshot, is also a passive, which gives you a chance to deal more damage, basically. Shrapnel, you put it on the ground, whoever's inside it gets slowed and gets damaged. And Assassinate is a super long range ability, which you can click on an enemy hero, and after a couple seconds he shoots a really damaging bullet at them. Riki is really overpowered in lower levels, in my opinion, because people don't get dust and sentries enough to encounter them. I feel like if you play this hero, you're gonna do really good in lower levels because he's invisible. This ability right here is a passive, and it makes you invisible. Every time you attack, you become visible, but you go back into being invisible for a while, and it lowers the fate delay, which makes you basically go back into invisibility faster. This one makes you jump into enemies' backs and deal more damage when you're attacking them from the backs. This one makes them silence. It puts a smoke on the ground, which makes them silence, whoever's inside it. And this one just makes you completely invulnerable when you use it. You just basically become this dust around yourself. There's an area, and you attack everything that's inside. So he's really good. And Phantom Assassin. I can't believe I'm suggesting this hero, but for beginners, this is a really good hero, right? He has this stupid passive, which I don't like personally, but she gets evasion, which means everyone who attacks her, she has a chance of dodging it. This ability right here makes her blink to others, kind of like Riki. This one, after you cast it on an enemy, they get slowed, and it does a lot of damage. And this one, this ability right here, is also a passive, which just gives you a chance of dealing a shit ton more damage. It gives you a crit chance of up to 450% on maximum level. Alright, when you're new, do not think about what items you should get, because chances are you do not know the items and you do not have enough knowledge to know which items are good for your hero. Believe me, trust me, I've made that mistake. When I first started, I started playing Sniper because I've heard he's really simple to play, but I kept running out of mana, so I was like, wait, Bloodstone gives a lot of mana. I'm just going to buy Bloodstone. But no, that is a very bad idea. You should never get Bloodstone on Sniper. It's just not a good item for him. So there's a simple way for you to know exactly what items you should get, right? You go to this website, DOTABUFE.com, right? You go to Heroes, select the hero that you want to play, or you're putting in your hero pool, which I suggest you do. You have a hero pool of like 4 or 5 heroes max. Do not go more than that. This way you get used to the heroes themselves, and you can only focus on learning the game instead of having to learn the hero, the game. You just get overwhelmed. It just gets overwhelming, right? So you just go here. For example, let's click on the Storm Spirit. Right now, this is the trending spot, right? But they don't have the best items all on there always. For example, this one right here has Ages of Immortality, which like I explained, it drops from Roshan. So just go to the guides and pick one that doesn't have ages or special items, and just buy those items. And this way, when you go to guides, you can see exactly what items they got in order. So you come to this guide, you come to this website, you click on your hero, you go exactly by what skills they went for. At level 1 they went for Remnant, at level 2 they got Overload, and so on and so forth. And then exactly you get the same items that they did in their games. They first went for these are the starting items. Now it doesn't show all of their starting items, but that's fine. Just as long as you're after the starting items, you get the same exact items, you're gonna be golden, right? At least you get relevant items instead of getting some items. At least it's better than getting Bloodstone and Sniper, right? So just follow this guide. These players are usually the top players, so you know you're getting the right items. Now when you're starting out, I suggest playing some bot games. You can go to custom lobbies and put everyone as a bot, or you can do practice with bots. You can do this again instead of making custom lobbies. You can do solo, which basically means you're the only actual player in the lobby, or you can make a co-op, which all of your teammates are actual players, but the enemies are bots. This is a really good way to start out your Dota career, right? Because you can't really possibly lose anything for playing practicing with bots, and there are no enemies to tilt you or make you angry by typing in all chat. So I feel like this is a really good way. Play at least 10 bot games before you go into a full-on 5v5 match, right? And after this, you should definitely go to unranked. Do not play ranked for a while. Do not play ranked until you know every item and every hero abilities, right? Because this is just for your own. I mean, you can play ranked, but if you want to do really good, because you can play, you can go and play ranked game, right? And then the enemies have items or heroes that you don't understand, and you go around them. You're like, hey, he's probably really simple to kill. He doesn't have a lot of HP, and you just get 3-shotted, right? Just don't do it, right? Just understand everything in the game before you play ranked. So play unranked. You don't lose anything for losing it, right? And just go all pick the hero you want every game. Go to same items or try out new heroes, new items, and just learn the game by playing unranked. Alright, in the laning phase, make sure you get every single last hit as a carry. You don't have to do this as supports. Definitely do not compete with your carry to get the last hits. Carries usually get all the last hits, but help them get the last hits. Also, what you can help them deny. You can force click a allied creep with clicking A and then clicking on them, and this will deny them. This will deny the enemy the gold and the experience they could get, right? Also, make sure you try your best to get every single ranged creep, because they give double the amount of gold. Let me show you. So I kill this creep, gives me 38 gold. I kill this creep, I don't get the last hit because I suck at last hitting, gives me 51 gold. This is a whole 13 gold more than this regular creep gives me, right? Make sure you get every single at least range creep blast hit, because they give you a ton of experience and a ton of gold. And this is the most important thing: last hitting. Just don't think, oh, I missed one last hit, oh, it's fine. This last hitting is the most important. Like, if you look at the tournaments and the highest level games, you can see that pro players use their spells, use their supports to harass the enemy just so they can get the assets, because it is really, really, really important that you get the advantage early on. This way you can snowball them later on, because you get more gold, you're ahead of them, you can jungle faster, and then you get more items and you can kill them a lot easier. So make sure you get every single last hit, and as a support you get every single deny. At least try to get it. And at the very least, if you can't get the regular last hits because you're getting harassed a lot and it's not an easy lane for you, make sure you use your spells and you do everything you can to get the last hits on ranged creeps. Alright, in the beginning of the game, as a support, make sure you buy the courier. Now, I already bought it in the pre-game, but you basically right click on it, it goes into your inventory, and you click on it and it activates it. Or if you buy it pre-game before the game starts, because you can buy your starting items then, it will just activate it automatically like it happened here. This is the courier. This is my courier. Look, it's a little pudge. It's cute as fuck. Look at it. Alright. But make sure you buy the courier and buy at least a ward. I'm gonna buy 2 because there's no one else in the game. You buy 1 ward, and the person that's the support that's going to the offlane buys 1 ward, and you try to ward up the map. Put those 2 wards in spots that give you advantage. Now you can look up a guide on where to put the wards. I'm not the best at it. I'm not a support player. I'm just gonna tell you the basics. Remember, this is a basics video. All right. Now I'm going to go to the lane. Alright, boom, the game just started. We take the bounty rune, we go over here, we put a ward here, and It's not the best ward spot, but it gives you vision of the rune. It gives you vision of any mid laners come in. You can also put the ward here somewhere. You can put it here to give you some vision of the lane and if anyone's coming. There's also this ward spot over here somewhere, and this gives you any vision. Like if there's a pudge off lane, it lets you know because they're coming. You can try to hook you. You're not gonna have vision if you're like, you see how this area doesn't have any vision. You can't see anything. Like if I didn't have this ward here, I wouldn't be able to see anything. So this pudge could, if there was a pudge, for example, the pudge could come here, hook me, and I would take a lot of damage. So this is a good ward spot. This is a good ward spot. This is for mainly later on, because like super early in the game, you're not gonna use this. Put it over here or over here, and then there are gonna be enemy heroes here or here trying to last hit. I'm gonna try to get the denies. I'm going to try to use my spell to harass them, get them low. My carries are going to try to get the last hits, and easy peasy, lemon squeezy, we're going to win the game. Cool? Cool. Now, as the game goes on longer, these have a 6-minute timer. After 6 minutes, these wards are going to expire, and you're going to need to buy wards again. Those come in stock every few minutes, so you're not going to be able to like buy 10 of them at a time, right? They're only going to go to 4 stocks, I believe. So just going to get the ward whenever it's in stock and put it in spots. Like, for example, if your 2 towers are dead, then there's no point in putting a ward here if you're going to play defensive in this area, right? So it's better to put your ward somewhere around here to give you vision and basically make it safer for your carriers to come farm jungle. And know that there isn't anyone coming to your jungle, right? If you're top, you can put a ward here, for example. It gives you vision of around here if anyone's coming around to gank or anything. And these are super back wards. If you're playing super defensive, you can put a ward here to give you vision around here. This is a pretty good area to put a ward in. There's also this one that gives you vision around here. This is a high ground, so a lot of times you see heroes grouping here, waiting for someone to come high ground. Because look, when you go low ground, you don't have vision of high ground. This is an area above you. Basically, you can't see anything until you go up. This happens in middle lane. Look, this is a low ground. If it's nighttime or daytime, and you don't have any creeps up here, you can't see anything up the hill. You can see stuff here because the tower gives you vision, but you can't see over the hill on the enemy side. Or if your tower is dead, you can't see anything here. So it's really good to put the wards on higher areas, on high levels. These are the highest level in the game. That's why they give you vision over everything in the area. So make sure that you have wards at all times in the game. Just keep, if you're a support, just keep buying wards, right? This is your job. Having wards up 100% of the times. Just buy the wards, put them down where you think it's going to be useful. And there are also the wards that give you vision are observer wards, and there are sentry wards in the game that you can buy. These cost 75 gold instead of 50 gold, and they reveal invisible units, right? They reveal invisible heroes and invisible mines for techies or any other like abilities that go invisible. Basically, put it down. They also reveal invisible wards, which means that you can de-ward with them. You buy them, you put them in places that you think the enemy team has a ward, and they reveal it reveals their ward. So you can destroy it and deny them vision, which is really important. You don't have to worry about it much when you're starting out because you're not going to know where the best ward spots are for you and the enemy team. But just get used to the idea that everyone's going to have wards in the game. And as a support, this is important for you to know. But just practice with this idea. Alright, guys, do not save your spells for the perfect moment. This is a game. This Night Stalker is Seb, right? Who is a part of a team that just won the internationals, right? The championship. Just look like he doesn't. He's level 1. He does not have. He's like less than half mana. I'm not saying you should just spam your spells, but use your spells in the game. A lot of people just save onto their spells. They're like, I have to use the perfect moment to, or I'm gonna lose a bunch of mana and just waste it. Right? It's much better to use your spells and be low on mana than not use your spells at all and be full mana, because then all the mana that you could have saved, or all the mana that you could have used, is being wasted. It's not doing anything in your inventory. Your spells are basically like you don't have them. Look, his teammates low mana and his low mana, and all the enemy heroes are half HP because they're harassing him constantly. Right? It's harder for the enemy to lane because of them, because they're half HP. They're scared. They have to run under their tower. Now you can't do this with every hero, right? There are only certain heroes that you can do this with. But the point I'm making is, you gotta use your spells given the situation, then not use them at all. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry about all the stutters and the accent. English is not my first language, so I have to think and talk at the same time, which usually doesn't go well. So sorry about that, but I hope this video helps you out a lot. I'm not one of the top players or even high rank player. I'm basically in the middle of the ranking system, but the things that I talked about are very general things, and they just apply to every game. So just follow those, get started, enjoy the game, and have fun, and just try not to get tilted. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the long not uploading. I've been playing Dota a lot, and well, I hope we can see you guys more. Bye. See you later.